2025 James Gunn Superman versus 2025 Fantastic Four. Now when we look at this situation, James Gunn's 2025 Superman film, we have David Cornsweet. He's a fantastic Superman. He is great as this character.
People were going to die!
David Cornsweet's Superman saves people, and they show him saving people. Like, he saves a squirrel, for God's sakes. A squirrel. I'm just like, I'm numb to all this. Like, I feel at a certain point in this film how Superman feels about the Justice Gang fighting this jellyfish-like creature. I'm just numb to all this. This is boring. I mean, there are a couple moments within this Superman movie that I enjoy, like the conversation between Lois and Superman.
The results of you seemingly acting as a representative of the United States will cause more problems around the world, more than a war that lasted between 12 and 24 hours.
I think Lex Luthor, Nicholas Hoult here, is fantastic as Lex Luthor, and David Cornsweet, great Superman. Fantastic Superman. I believe him as Superman. Both of these movies, Superman and Fantastic Four, they have the same dilemma. They're making a reboot within an original film, within a sequel, within another sequel. So it's like audience members like myself have seen this 1,000 times, and we're already suffering superhero movie fatigue. We've seen this 1,000 times, so what are you going to do that's going to hook us in, right? And so they have to tell the origin story. I mean, we as casual fans, some people don't know, but as hardcore fans, we understand. We've seen this already. So it's like, how are you going to explain this? I think Fantastic Four does a better job of giving us the origin story of these superheroes more so than James Gunn's Superman movie. Because with James Gunn's Superman movie, there's subtitles, we have to read them and all this kind of stuff, and he just throws us into it, and I'm like, I understand, you know, we've seen Superman, we know his origin, you know, it makes sense. And with Fantastic Four, it's the same thing. We know their origin, we've seen this before.
We encountered a cosmic storm that altered our DNA. We came back with anomalies.
And they returned with superpowers.
The thing that I enjoy most about the Fantastic Four movie is that it's a personal story, right? It's a personal story about Sue Storm and her being pregnant and them having their first child, her having a kid with Mr. Fantastic. I enjoyed that personal story between the two, and the two actors, Vanessa Kirby and Pedro Pascal, did a phenomenal job playing these parts. I do wish that they had given more time to Ben Grimm. They don't really go into depth about like his emotions and how he feels. They throw little hints here and there where it's like he's afraid to talk to this woman. You know, you think the woman likes him because she's like, hey, spend time with the kids. You know, the kids would really love it because people idolize you. And then it's like he doesn't know how to talk to her because of the way he looks. You know what I'm saying? Like, they throw little things out here and there about how he feels, about the way he looks. I was really anticipating seeing Galactus in this movie because I don't read comics, but I know Galactus. It takes a while to get to Galactus. You know, they're setting up these personal stories, which I thought were very good.
Your world will be consumed by the Devourer. There is nothing you can do to stop him.
Silver Surfer shows up, played by Julia Garner, and it's the female version of Silver Surfer. Now this is the best part of the film when they go into space to confront Galactus. They go into space, they confront Galactus, and the funny thing is how they set this up. They're like, yo, if it's just some puny dude on a ship, we'll just beat his and call it a day. You see his face, he's not some puny man on a ship. He's on a ship, yes, but he's this gigantic creature man. As an audience member, I was scared of Galactus. Like, how are you gonna fight this thing? That's the most intriguing fact. Like, how are you gonna fight Galactus, the gigantic man? And then you got the best scene in the film where Silver Surfer is chasing them in space, and they're going through a wormhole, or they're going in hyperspeed, and they're trying to shoot at her, and they miss because it curves around her. All this stuff is amazing. It's the best part of the film. But you feel the presence of Galactus. Galactus is barely in the film, but you feel his presence. He's intimidating, he's scary, and then Ralph Ineson using the voice for Galactus is mwah.
Clever little bugs.
And then so it's like comparing this to Superman. We have Lex Luthor. Nicholas Hoult is fantastic. But to me, it's Superman. There's so much crap going on in that movie. There's no real villain in that film. Like, Superman's fighting a jellyfish, then he's fighting a Godzilla looking creature, then he's fighting the Hammer of Baravia, then he's fighting this person and that person, and then there's all these other characters, and I'm just like, there's the Justice Gang, and I'm just like, it's called Superman, but yeah, you got all these other characters in here. You might as well just call it Superman and Friends. And I'm just not interested because there's all this junk going on and there's no personal story with Superman. They just kind of gloss over that with his parents. This movie's, I mean, I love Krypto. I love David Cornsweet. I love Nicholas Hoult. I love the scenes where Lois and Superman are arguing, you know, and that's pretty much it. Like, you know, I enjoyed Fantastic Four. Like, the movie made me cry because there is a speech that Sue Storm gives. Like, there's a lot of investment I have in Fantastic Four.
We'll face it together. As a family.
And the only downfall of this film is that, yeah, they weakened Galactus by the end of it. I didn't like it. And they had set him up beautifully in the beginning. And then the Silver Surfer, Julia Gardner's Silver Surfer, yeah, they kind of rushed and breezed through her story a little bit. They should have added like 30 more minutes to this movie. But yeah, in conclusion, thinking about Superman by James Gunn and Fantastic Four by Matt Shakman, I prefer Fantastic Four. You can't compare the two movies because they're two totally different movies, but you know, they both came out in July and I just wanted to do them back to back. So it's like, I don't know, yeah, just personally, I prefer Fantastic Four First Steps. I think that is a movie that is really good, very well made, and very interesting, and it made me cry, whereas James Gunn's Superman felt dull and just lifeless, and it was bloated, and there's too much going on. It has its moments, but as a whole, I am just not interested. Fantastic Four First Steps is the better film. That's all I have to say.
You get the motor, you keep your money, and I'll get your baby.
He asked too high a price.
I'm bigger than you, I'm higher in the food chain. Get in my belly!
What does he want?
What did he ask?
He asked for our child.